Hey guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It's never a dull and boring moment in crypto, finance, or the stock market. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now, today is the 27th of June, 2025. It is currently almost 1 p.m. here in Melbourne, Australia. I was up very late last night, getting all of the news updates coming out of the United States from, of course, the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. And I'm actually blown away that Judge Torres is just being incredibly difficult about this. We're going to go over everything in regards to this case. There's been updates from a lot of lawyers on X, which are incredible. We've got updates from Bill Morgan, Stuart Alderotti, John Deaton. All of them, we're going to go through all of that and get a clear understanding of what actually happened last night. It's just an incredible, announcement that came out from Judge Torres that a lot of us weren't expecting. So it's very frustrating, but we're going to go over that. Also, earn curve, guys, and the crypto prices. Let's get into it. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you are new, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification, because as you can see on my screen, I love documenting my journey with investing in crypto, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course my goal at the end of the day is to create generational wealth. So come along this incredible journey. Things are getting crazy in this space. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through, would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find ladies and gentlemen do that. So make sure you give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. It is down there. Thank you very much. You guys rock. Also, little disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that in the blink of an eye in crypto, all right? So please be careful out there. Do your own research. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the formalities are out of the way, and I do have a coffee right here. Yesterday, I had a really intense day with my computers, literally both at the office and at home, absolutely destroy themselves. I don't even know how it happened, but it did. So yesterday, I had to upgrade one of the RAM sticks in my computer here at the office, and I went from like 16 to 8 gigabytes of RAM because it was faulty. Then I had to pull it out and I had to go to the shop and get a 32 gig RAM stick. So I fixed it all, and then the computer at home died. But anyway, it's a disaster. Yesterday was very stressful, and I posted up on X. My stress level from yesterday was nuts. But anyway, I got it sorted. Anyway, let's get into the news. It's been a pretty insane day. I guess 12 hours really in relation to the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. And for those of you that have been in this space long enough, I've been following this case now for 4.5 years. It's been absolutely ridiculous and insane to see the transition from, I guess, Gary Gensler being at the helm of the SEC and in control of everything, to now pro-crypto president who's incredible with crypto and is kept to his word, and a pro-crypto SEC chairman, Paul Atkins, David Sachs, Senator Cynthia Lummis, all of these incredible people that are pro-crypto and innovation. And then now coming back to what happened last night with Judge Torres, it's mind-blowing. But anyway, we're going to go through it. And yes, I need a sip of coffee because I'm absolutely exhausted. But Stuart Alderotti is Ripple's chief legal officer, or CLO, okay? He posted this up this morning, but with this, the ball is back in our court. The court gave us two options: dismiss our appeal challenging the finding on historic institutional sales, because that's really what the main issue is here, or press forward with an appeal, which would, in my opinion, take a very long time, all right? Either way, XRP's legal status is not a security, remains unchanged. In the meantime, it's business as usual. This has been going on now for 4.5 years. By the end of this year, it's pretty much going to be going on for 5 years. I don't know if anyone's privy to what legal costs, I guess, and fees to fight a legal battle for 5 years is intense. And it just goes to show that once this thing goes, it's really going to go. And there's a lot of people out there that are fearful, can't be bothered. But God, all I can say is that, again, I mentioned this last night, when it's ready to go, it's going to go. Okay. Now, this came out last night, and I did do a couple of YouTube shorts on this, but we'll see if we can zoom in on this right now. But we can see here that back in 2020, the SEC sued Ripple, which, I mean, gosh, it's 2025 now. The agency argued, and this is Gary Gensler, by the way, the SEC and the agency, argued that Ripple had violated Securities Act of 1933, an act that Congress passed to protect investors against fraud and promote ethical standards of honesty, fair dealing, earnest. These are case references, right? To achieve this goal, Congress wrote in Section 5 of the Act that those who sell securities like Ripple must register the securities with the SEC before offering or selling them to the public. Okay, so again, just putting everyone in context, this is Gary Gensler's era of the Securities and Exchange Commission. The guy destroyed the crypto space. He was just a horrible person in terms of innovation. He hated it. He had it in for Ripple. Ripple was like, I guess, the poster boy for all of this, right? Or whatever, girl, whatever. These days, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about that. But the SEC's theory was that Ripple offered and sold security called XRP without first registering it with the agency. So investors were deprived of information about XRP, which is not true. And Ripple's business that would allow them to make informed investment decisions. In 2023, the SEC moved for summary judgment, contending that it was indisputable that Ripple violated Securities Act. In other words, the SEC asked the court to rule in the agency's favor. This was Gary Gensler's time in office as the chairman, or I guess the chairman of the SEC. Now, this came out last night, and shout out to Alan Atara for sharing this, and James Filan and all the incredible XRP army. Now, there's a whole range of things here, but the judge basically said yesterday, and we're going to go through this now, which I think is incredible that she's done this. She's basically come out and said that Ripple and the SEC can't make private arrangements. And we'll get to that in a second, but let's just go straight to it because it's mind-blowing. It really is. So, why did Judge Torres reject Ripple and SEC's second attempt to undo the judgment, right? Their second bid, like the first, failed to persuade Judge Torres to reserve course, as the parties, as per the filing, did not meet the strict legal standard required to alter a final judgment. She also dismissed the idea that change in the SEC policy or newly formed crypto task force justified erasing the penalty. Isn't that a bit strange? And in their joint motion, the SEC, again, and Ripple cited other crypto-related cases where the SEC had voluntarily dismissed their lawsuits. But as Judge Torres noted, those cases never reached a final ruling, unlike Ripple in the Ripple case. In each example, the SEC withdrew before any court determined that a legal violation had occurred. Now look at this. The court is not persuaded. For starters, none of the enforcement actions cited by the parties involved an injunction or a civil penalty. In each of those cases, the SEC dismissed its case before the court, and a violation of federal securities laws, the ruling wrote. Judge Torres stressed that if the SEC want to end the case, this is what she said last night, right, in Australia, the simplest way is to withdraw their pending appeals. Otherwise, if the parties wish to have the court's rulings erased, they must follow the proper legal process by appealing the decision through the court system. Moreover, according to Judge Torres, the final court decisions serve the public interest, especially when they enforce federal laws designed to protect investors. Reversing the penalties would send the wrong message to the other companies considering whether to comply with securities laws. She reiterated that to request a change to the final judgment, the parties must demonstrate exceptional circumstances that outweigh the public interest or the administration of justice. However, their second motion fell short of meeting that standard, which it's just mind-blowing what's happened here. Now, and again, this is all in relation to this penalty right here, but I mean, the SEC and Ripple basically want to scrap the permanent injunction and reduce the penalty to $125 million. And the court emphasized that modifications to final judgments require extraordinary circumstances. It's insane. And I was looking it up, the case, in terms of this, if this case was in Australia, and maybe a lot of lawyers out there could correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I mean, I've been in business for a long time and I've done, been through many issues like this. But in my opinion, if there is a final judgment in Australia under, I'm not sure what law system it is here. I believe it's the UK system, but even if there is a judgment against someone or a party, you can still settle with that other party via a private arrangement or something, or a private deed. It's just fascinating to see that Judge Torres is just digging her heels in here. I don't know if it's politically motivated or not. Let me know in the comments what you think. But we're going to listen to John Deaton about this. Coming over to crypto, let's have a look. I should say coin market cap. We've got a total market cap today of $3.28 trillion. It's down to $100 billion in volume. And the net ETF flows is negative $34.9 million as at the 26th of June. Coming over to the prices, let's have a look here. Bitcoin's still trading at 107,000 US dollars. And by the way, it's still up 7 days, 2.63%, which is insane to think about that because of what's going on in the world at the moment. Ethereum's at 2,400. We have XRP at $2.10. It is back up 0.46%. But guys, last night it crashed, obviously, because everyone's panicking. All this says to me, and again, it's just my opinion, this thing is just so big that, this thing is going to be a monster when it's released from its cage, when, again, they finally go over this hurdle of Judge Torres's, I guess, ruling and judgment. Because really, it's the only thing hindering the project from finally getting approved with ETFs on Wall Street. This is the problem. Gosh. Anyway, I'm still bullish on it as always. I really am, because I know the utility. If you don't, please go and research the project and what it's actually built for. And again, they have 400 plus partners around the world. There are currently 17 plus ETF applications, 17 currently pending approval with the SEC, and they want to move ahead. But unfortunately, they've got a roadblock at the moment with Judge Torres saying make a decision, either accept the penalty that was issued or go to the appeals process, which is very frustrating. So there may be some political motivations behind this. I'm just saying, it's just my opinion, by the way, just making that clear. Anyway, we've got Solana at $141. We've got Cardano at $55. Sui's at $2.64. Chainlink's at $13. Stellar is at 23 cents. Litecoin, $85. Hedera sitting at 14 cents. Scrolling down a couple of other favorites. Ondo, 73 cents right here. We have President Trump's coin, $8.99. FET AI, 66 cents. Algorand is at 17 cents. WorldCoin, 87. Quant is at 98 today. And XDC sitting at 5 cents also. So again, I'm bullish as on everything, guys. I'm dollar cost averaging. And Say is flying at the moment. Excuse me, that coffee's hitting hard. That's 39% in 7 days. That's remarkable, okay? Earn Curve. Now, again, I've got a lot happening with Earn Curve this weekend. I'm hopefully going to get the beta testing going for the grid trading bots. I'm very excited about this. Now, I just wanted to show you guys, you can register an account. If you do, register and provide your KYC documents. I will literally give you 10% off your trading fees, and they're already insanely low. Okay, so I've been doing that. A lot of you have been submitting your KYC, so thank you very much. I'm really excited about this. If you come over to the actual dashboard here, your summary, as you can see, I've got my funds here. It is USDT only at the moment because I'm waiting to integrate the fiat to, of course, crypto. That's using credit card, debit card, and whatnot. There is a lot involved in the back end of that and a lot of costs. So at the moment, it's just crypto to crypto. And as you can see here, I've got my USDT wallet. So I use USDT. You can use Bitcoin. You can use Ethereum, USDT, BNB, XRP. I haven't generated my XRP wallet because I'm using USDT, Cardano, TRX, or Matic. USDT here is my preferred. You've got Ethereum network. You've got Binance Smart Chain Network. So BEP20, TRC20, which is Tron. I like to use Tron because it's by far the cheapest. And of course, Polygon Matic. Now, if you select Tron right here, it'll generate a wallet address for you, and you can deposit and withdraw, I guess, with this address from your preferred, either exchange or, CoinSpot, Binance, OK, whatever you have your crypto on or your USDT, you send it across the Tether network. That is, I should say, Tron, just making that clear. So go and do that. You can do that. Now, coming up to the right-hand side to set up your API keys, this is what a lot of people need to do. You come over here, you create your API key and secret key, and you need to click, of course, reading wallet balances and trading. And if IP access is any IP address, you do not need to click withdrawals because it's all done within your own account. Just making that clear. Once you've got your API key, copy the API key onto a Word document and the secret key. Make sure you do that onto a Word document so you can see it, because once you click out of it, you won't be able to see the secret key anymore because it's for security reasons, okay? So it's very, very secure. Now, coming over to Octobot, the grid trading bots are going to be going live. I'm very excited about this. I will play you a quick little clip about crypto baskets and how they actually work. And I think it's really good for you guys to see this. Let me just bring this up and play this now for you.
To profit from the rise of the cryptos you believe in. But it's even better than this. Baskets allow you to automatically extract profit from cryptos you're invested in. When one of the crypto of a basket rises, its gains will be automatically distributed within other cryptos of these baskets. Let's take an example with our meme coin basket. So let's say the price of Shiba Inu got multiplied by 2 within a day. Well, its gains, so twice the amount you already had in SHIB, will be distributed in both Doge and Bonk, for example. Then, later on, we could sell Doge when Doge does 2x as well and reinvest it in other meme coins, etc. Taking profits this way enables to reduce risks as well, because gains are then distributed within other cryptos of your basket. And all of this is done automatically. Enough of theory. What can we really do with crypto baskets?
Let me just play this again, sorry guys.
Crypto baskets allow you to invest in the whole crypto market at once when using tops, for example. Let's say you want to use the top 10 or top 20, then you will profit from the rise of every crypto from this top during the bull market. So if a crypto rises more than the others, your gains will be distributed, and if this top changes, for example, a crypto is swapped by another one that comes into this top, your basket will also be automatically updated. And you may prefer invest in crypto categories that you believe in, or maybe you want to both. You want to both invest in the top crypto of the market to get a large exposure to the market, and take a part of your investment to invest in a specific category. Let's say AI. Well, you just select the AI basket and you start an Octobot on it. And your Octobot will make sure that your portfolio will reflect this AI basket component. Let's take an example.
It's pretty straightforward, guys. So the crypto baskets are long-term holds, and I'm really excited. And if you haven't gone to register with EarnCurve, go do that. Sign up. All the links are below for this. You can use the discount code for Octobot. I can't wait for you guys to see the incredible artificial intelligence that you can use with Octobot on EarnCurve, and the grid trading bots work really well. So guys, go sign up. All the links are below. I'm really excited because I could be beta testing this weekend. There's a lot of testing going on to make sure it works well. I've tested it on other exchanges and it works perfectly. So stay tuned for that. Go join up. The link is below. But let's just get to X because I want to show you guys this. It's a bit of a weird mix-up in structure of this video today because I think we're all just a little bit frustrated with what's happened overnight. Literally, my X page and my comments have exploded in relation to this. But there is John Deaton right here. I just want to play you a couple of clips that he filmed last night in relation to what happened. I think John Deaton is the perfect person to do this. Let's just play this right now. I'm going to make this big for you guys.
Judge, elections have consequences. Well, the answer to that, Judge, is that elections do have consequences at our southern border, on economic policy. Maybe people are going to get tax cuts instead of tax increases. But what doesn't change is the law. That's it, Judge. And you followed the law. And you know what, Judge? In this era of meme coins and going to the Wild Wild West here, think about Celsius, Judge, Voyager, BlockFi, FTX. Consumer protection is needed. And you decided that you were going to protect investors. While all this fraud and bankruptcies are happening all across crypto, you stood up to the plate, Judge, applied the law, and gave a ruling. And because we had an election, they just want you to come in and say, all right, we changed our mind. All right, you can't do that, Judge. You have to stand up to that. Be that blinded lady justice. Okay, those those are the arguments that could be given.
There's another one here from John Deaton I'm going to play you guys. It is a long video today, but you need to watch John Deaton. He's incredible. It is somewhere down here, guys. I want to play this for you. There it is here, guys. Let's play this.
So first of all, you cited the wrong rule. Second of all, you haven't demonstrated to the court that there are exceptional circumstances for me, Judge Torres, who followed the law and issued an injunction, for me to just say, I changed my mind, I'm going to dissolve the injunction. You got to do some effort. You got to show me some stuff, right? You got to meet this high standard. It's actually a high standard of exceptional circumstances. And so she said, come back to me. So I thought, shit, right? She's pissed off, for one. Look at all the time that she spent on this case, 4.5 years, the amount of hours and resources and money and effort that was expended on this case. And all of a sudden the FCC says, "Psych, we changed our mind, Judge. We wanted $1.3 billion in a fine, and now we want you to take your $125 million fine and reduce it by 60%. She wants a little bit more. So I thought that the SEC and Ripple would put together a brief that'd be a little bit more than what they did.
There you go. It's unbelievable to see what's happened with this. Coming back to my X page, a couple of lawyers here or attorneys in the United States have basically given their opinion, which I was waiting on, to be honest with you, because the system is very different in the United States, the legal system. But regarding when this all ends, this is from Fred Rispoli right here. There is a status report due by the parties in the Second Circuit in August this year. One of two things will be in that report. One, parties ask the appellate court to reinstate the briefing schedule and appeal goes on. In that scenario, case doesn't end until late 2026, early 2027. Two, parties tell the appellate court that they settled the case and seek dismissal of the appeals. Rulings made by Torres remain in effect. Case over. I think we see two happen, and that announcement end of July, early August this year. So there you go. These are from attorneys, John Deaton, Fred Rispoli. We've got Bill Morgan here. We've got J.K. Filan. I mean, these are all incredible people that I've been following for years in respect to this lawsuit. And I'm praying that, Judge Torres comes to her senses and allows this to move ahead. But guys, honestly, I've been following this for so long, and a lot of you have out there. It's remarkable to see how this is playing out. But when this goes and these ETFs get approved, it's going to go. And I mean, it's going to explode, because you got to think about it, right? This has been going on now for nearly 5 years. And 4.5, 5 years if it's, not done this year, which I think it will be done. But the built up tension, and when I'm very excited and very keen to see what's going to happen on Wall Street when this thing goes, because it's going to go. Now, we did have, and we're going to end on this, crypto czar David Sachs says July will be big month for, obviously, there will be the signing for the Genius Bill and Act, and clarity going to the Senate, which is incredible right here. So bill introduced before August recess, markup first week of September, done by end of September. This is like an extended bull run at the moment. It's wild. Absolutely wild. But that is it, guys. There is the video for Octobot and EarnCurve. Go watch it. Check it out. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. I had to cover it all first and get that out because there's just a lot of pent-up, frustration about all of this. You guys need to look long-term. It's a very different landscape than what we were previously dealing with Gary Gensler at the SEC, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm out, guys. I'm absolutely destroyed. I stayed up so late watching the news and everything going on in the Pentagon. It was full on. But yeah, this news is interesting, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this progresses moving forward. But again, I'm still dollar cost averaging. It's not going to stop me. And of course, I'm using EarnCurve and the crypto baskets. And this week, and I'm hopefully going to be beta testing the grid bots. And I'm definitely going to be opening up the grid bots on XRP. That is for sure. And of course, my favorite banking coins. Anyway, go register an account, guys. KYC. I'll speak to everyone tomorrow. Stay bullish, stay safe. Have a good night, good afternoon, and good morning. And if it's morning, have a double shot espresso. Take care of yourselves, guys. Peace.